Before we begin, what is Google Docs? Google Docs is a web-based service offered by the folks at Google that allows anyone to virtually create a hard drive in the Internet cloud. With Google Docs and an Internet connection, you can access your Google Docs account from anywhere. Within a Google Docs account, you can store, manage, and share a wide variety of file types, including word processing documents, spreadsheets, database files, graphic files, and PDF files. In fact, I have not found a file type that they will not allow you to store. They also offer the ability to create many of the files previously mentioned using a version of Open Office Suite without having to load anything on your local system. This is great if you're out of town and you need to create a quick document. To help organize your files, Google provides collections, which is their term for file folders. Using folders and subfolders, we can organize groups of files in whatever way works best for you. In addition to storing files, Google Docs allows you to share those files with others. You can share a single file with a single individual, or an entire folder or collection of files with a group of people. You can even define different access privileges for different people. And finally, the best news of all is that this service is free, provided you keep your total storage usage under 1,000 megabits or 1 gigabit. However, if you wish to store more, you can do so by paying a small fee. So, in this video, we will be covering, first, how to create a Google Docs account. Second, review how to create a collection or folder of files. Third, how do we upload or copy files from our local system into our Google Docs account. And then finally, fourth, how to share the newly created folder or collection with someone else. To demonstrate the previously mentioned tasks, we will use the following scenario. Our friend Mary Jones wants to create a Google Docs account and share those files with me. So, let's get started. The first thing that we'll work on is creating our Google Docs account. And to access Google Docs, there are two ways that I'm going to show you here. The first is to go to your google.com, which is the typical search window that you would pull up for searching through Google. And in this, you can go up to More and then come down to Documents. And that will then bring you to the login for your Google Docs. Or the other way, which is the way I prefer, is docs.google.com up in the URL area. And we'll press Enter. And at which point we are now in Google Docs. And the system is asking us to log in. Now, if you already have a Google Docs account or a Google account, you can simply enter in your email address and your password and click Sign In. But in this case, we don't have a pre-existing Google account, and we need to create one for Mary Jones. So we're going to do that right now. And we're going to come down here, and we're going to click on Create an Account Now. Now, when you create an account for Google Docs, you have a couple of options. You can use an existing Gmail account, or you can use one of your existing AOL Mail, Microsoft Hotmail, or Yahoo. In this case, however, we're going to be using a company email address and therefore using a different email. If you have an existing Gmail address that you're using, the sign-up is very easy. They simply enable you to use Google Docs. If you use AOL Mail, Hotmail, or Yahoo, the questions are relatively simple and straightforward. Just follow through with those to create your account. So we'll go on and we're going to use our corporate email account for Mary Jones. So we'll say use a different account, and we'll enter in Mary's email address. And then a password for Mary. Let's try something else. And then we'll come down and we'll enter in Mary's birthday. Next, we'll enter in our code. And then finally, we'll come down and say, I wish to create the account. Now, I've already created the account, so I'm not going to press on this button. But once I do, because we are using Mary's corporate email address, Google will then send a verification email to Mary's email account, which she will need to then confirm or reply to. So let's just say that I've accepted the Create My Account button. The account gets created. It brings me up to a login screen. And then the email is sent to Mary. So now we're going to jump over in this tab to Mary's email here. We're going to log into her webmail area. And here is the Google email verification. To complete the verification process, we simply need to click on this link, at which point it will take us to a website and simply confirm it. So we've now created Mary's account. The next thing that we'll want to do is we'll want to log in using Mary's email address. So our next step will be to get into our Google Docs area. And here we are with the login. And we'll enter in Mary's email address. And her password. And click Sign In. And here's her area. So once we're logged in, the next thing we need to do is we need to upload some files that we want to store on her Google Docs area. But before we do that, we need to create a collection or a file folder to store some of these files in. So we're going to go to Create, New, and then go to Collection. And we'll enter in My Company Files. So that will be the name of the collection or the name of the file folder. And there is the folder right there. So we'll click on that, and that is the folder that we're in right now. Our next step will be to upload a file or files. And we'll go to Upload, then Files. And we'll pick a couple of these files that we want to upload. Click on Open. Start the upload. And the system will now start to bring these up. So we've now uploaded the 3 files into Mary's My Company Files collection or file folder. And we'll close this out. Next, Mary wants to be able to take this folder and she wants to share it with me. So you'll notice that as you go over and you touch the folder here and hit the down arrow, you get this menu, and we're going to go to Share and then Share. And at this point, what we want to do is we can see that Mary is the owner of this folder, and therefore she's allowed to do anything to this folder she pleases. But she wants to share it with me. So she enters in my email address, and then Share and Save. And before I get off this, you'll notice that she's also giving me access privileges, that I can edit it or I can view it. So I'll have edit capabilities, which means that both of us will be allowed to change this document. And it will therefore be important that we communicate with each other when we're making changes to documents. So we'll say save and share. And now what will occur is I'm going to receive an email that tells me that Mary has just shared this folder containing these documents or these files with me. And we'll look at that in a moment. So now here we are. Here's the email from Mary, as you can see up here, to me, telling me that she's sharing her files, specifically a collection folder called My Company Files. And this is a link that'll take me straight there to those files. So let's click on that and see where it takes us. And here we are. So we're going to go down to collections that are shared with me. And as we can see, there is My Company Files. I'll click on that. And there are the files. I happen to add this file up here. One thing to be aware of when sharing files, it takes a little time before those you are sharing the files with will actually see the files in the folder. They will probably receive the email, but the files may not show up for a couple of minutes. So just give it a little bit of time, and they will show up. So at this point, we've talked about creating a Google Docs account, logging into a Google Docs account, how do we upload files and create a collection of files within Google Docs, and then finally, how do we share those files or that collection folder. So I hope this helps, and good luck.